once again, we've got the CZ455 Tacticool here with the SWFA 16 power scope on there. It's in mils. Got the cheekrest on here from Mathews Precision. We went ahead and opened up the channel, as you know, tuned the trigger a little bit, torqued it down. I did swap the bipod out for a Harris that does swivel, and I got a target here set up at 27 yards. I'm going to go ahead and shoot some groups. I got 10 shots of Wolf Match Target ammo. Let's take a few shots and see if we have any improvement. I'm thrilled with that. Alright, so that group I'm pretty pleased with. Let's go ahead and throw in the Lapua ammo and see how that goes. Alright, so I got her loaded up now with Lapua Center X. The same distance, same setup, same everything. See how we group with the Lapua ammo. Pretty sure that was 5, and tightest group so far. So let's go ahead and shift over to the other target and do the rest we have here. Odd. About the same result. Looks like we got one more. We'll send it just for fun. Yep. So there you go. Those are the two new groups that we shot. The Lapua ammo. See, they are a little better than the Wolf up above. A little premature. That trigger's a lot lighter than that other one. Oh, my gun seems to like the Wolf. Let's go to the second one over there. Well, makes me happy. Got a pretty good group there. Let's try the Lapua ammo now. Sucks when you shoot the bullseye out. It's hard to aim at a bigger hole. If that weren't the case, I'd be doing a smaller group here. Alright. Well, that was pretty awesome too. Alright, so I wanted to take a minute to summarize the results of our comparison today between the CZ455 Precision Trainer and the CZ455 Tacticool. It really isn't fair to do this comparison the way that we've done it, and I want to make that very clear. Couple of reasons, okay? From the factory, literally the action, the barrel, trigger, everything on these rifles is identical. The differences are the stock. Now, with this test, I really don't think the stock played as much of a factor now that we've taken and free floated the barrel in the Tacticool. We've basically gone through it and made sure everything is sound. I really think that the advantages that were given to the Precision Trainer really have more to do with the optic and how the trigger is set up. Okay, so I want to talk about those. First of all, the trigger. Both of these rifles have the Yode trigger kit in them. All right, so theoretically, you could have them tuned to be exactly the same. There's a few factors that are, in there. I think that this one may need to be sent back in. The Precision Trainer needs to be sent back in because I think that the point of contact between the sear and the bolt is a little bit worn, or maybe could be sharper, and therefore it gives it a lot lighter trigger feel. Because I don't have the lightest spring in there, I don't have one of these little cylinders that make the sear engage more quickly or with less travel. But this definitely has a lot lighter trigger pull. I would say this is probably around a pound, where the Tacticool right now as it sits is probably 3 to 4 pounds, probably more towards 4 pounds. So I think that's one area where we need to make some adjustments in order to really make this a true comparison. The other thing I wanted to address was the optics. These clearly do not have the same optic on them whatsoever. Let's talk about that. The Tacticool first. This has the SWFA 16x42. This is a fixed power scope. It's in mils, quality glass. It's a great optic. Really where you're saving yourself the money is in not having an adjustable or a variable power scope. So this is always at 16 power, period. You can't change it. The reason why a lot of guys will select this scope is really twofold. First of all, SWFA is by far the most popular brand that you see at our matches, because it's one of the few optics that allows you to focus down below 25 yards, which oftentimes we'll want to sight in our rifles at 25 yards, and we'll shoot a lot of our precision stages where we're shooting matchsticks, playing cards, really small items at 25 yards, and sometimes we'll even shoot things that are closer than that. So being able to back that down is incredibly important. Previously on this rifle I had a Vortex HST 4-16. That was my huge Achilles heel, was not being able to focus down to those closer distances. It was capped out at 50 yards, and in order to be able to focus at say 25 yards, I had to back the power down to like 4 power. And at 4 power, trying to shoot a matchstick at 25 yards, not a good combination. Just since I put on this optic, I've seen a huge bump up in my scores, and I can definitely attribute it to the optic. Back to the SWFA here. This scope's about 300 bucks. It's great. I mean, that is a lot of scope for 300 bucks. Really good setup and a great option for somebody getting started that's on a budget. But the downside is unlike this optic, which is $1,300, this I can zoom in from 10 to 50 power. That's really unique. Most optics, even my Night Force that I have on my other long range rifle, is only a 5 to 25. That's a $2,400 scope, but it's a 5 to 25. This is a 10 to 50 power, and it allows me to focus down to, let's see if it says here, I want to say it's like 13 yards. Yeah, it doesn't say, but it focuses basically down to about 13, 15 yards. So being able to zoom in at 25 yards at say 40 power at a matchstick versus having something at 16 power is a huge advantage. At 16 power, you're going to have a hard time seeing that matchstick, or it's going to be as wide or smaller than your reticle is.
With this, I can look at it and it's huge. So that's a big advantage. I really think that played into a lot of the results of this comparison. I was able to zoom in further with this scope. I had a clearer sight picture, and it was easier to really hold it exactly where I wanted it, where this, there's a much larger margin of error. So I'd like to reshoot the test, do it with the Sightron here at 16 power rather than cranked up where I had it, and see what the results are like. So that's just a couple things I want to address in the comparison before closing it up. And keep watching the videos. We'll keep testing these two rifles and try to get this Tacticool shooting as best as we possibly can. Thanks for watching. Make sure and hit that like button and share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.